Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and we are doing another double feature where we look at two newly released films that I can just put in one video because maybe I don't want to spend the time talking about them in a singular video. Whatever. Today's theme, if there is one, because these are two very different films, is it's award season and festival season. You might be wondering why these films didn't premiere at a festival. And then you watch them and you go, oh, that's why. We're talking A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. And him. It's him. Whoa. Let's talk about A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey first. This is from Kogonada, who is a relatively new filmmaker, made a couple of things like After Yang a few years ago. Started off doing video essay stuff on, the internet. I always love when somebody can go from this to that. Not that that's the projection I want to go to. I mean, I have written stuff, but I'm hesitant. I think the industry is scary, and I don't want to direct a movie. That sounds really hard and intense, but people like Kogonada and Chris Stuckman, they should be doing good. So, After Yang was fun. He's an interesting filmmaker, so he's getting a little bit more money this time, and working again with Colin Farrell. So let's tell a big, bold, beautiful story. This is a very interesting film. I think if you're just looking at it on paper, everything is hitting the beats it should. It's very romantic, it's very whimsical, it is sweeping, and it's unique. It's about these two different people. You have Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell. They don't have the best lives, and they're not too happy in their lives. And when they're headed to a wedding, they have to stop off at a rental company. And the rental company is secretly a matchmaking facility, so it's going to send them on a journey to get to know each other and maybe find happiness and learn something about themselves. Kind of fun, very classic romantic comedy premise. These two people are stuck together and they learn about each other and that's how they fall in love. Not unique in that sense. The approach it takes, it's pretty interesting. I'm not against this movie. It does fall into some very simple traps of, we're over-explaining how everyone's feeling, and maybe one too many sequences to get us to the revelation that we know. It is quite a looker, I will say that. It looks beautiful, the shot composition is very strong. The color choices are very strong. There's a clear direction. One of them will be wearing red, one of them will be wearing blue. And at the end of the film, when they start to learn they love each other, they're going to swap colors, so it shows their connection and kinship. I thought they would have went with purple for them to show they're together, but no, they just swapped the colors. It doesn't matter. Looks beautiful. Coloring is just immaculate. It's just bright and vibrant, and everything is just shot wonderfully. Looks really professionally made, everything just feels classic. It has the attention to detail and the sweeping nature of a musical of the 50s or something. It's bright, it's in your face, interesting score, and just look at this world maneuver in a very specific way. It is very constructed, which I'm not against that. If that's what you're going for, do it. I think that works. But there is one major thing I would fix about this movie, and fix is the wrong word. There's for both of the films we're talking about, I have one issue that I think could fundamentally make this a little more interesting to watch. I hate to say, I'm going to fix a movie when I don't really want to do that. But to me, one of the things I think would really benefit from this movie is different lead actors. I think the basic issue with this movie is I don't want to see Margot Robbie or Colin Farrell in these performances. Because it's a movie and it's Hollywood and it's about the beauty of the world around you and everything's perfect and pristine, I get having the two most beautiful people in the world here, and I know they both have their own personal struggles off screen dealing with stuff, whatever. If you just had more regular looking people who just don't have it together, and you can buy that these aren't the most beloved people in the world, the story makes a little more sense. Colin Farrell in particular is the most handsome man alive, and his story is about his parents propping him up to being the most special guy in the world. They keep telling him he's great, and that gave him this anxiety and these issues that he can never escape from. He'll never let himself be happy or find love, and he finds excuses to run away and be alone. And that just works a little bit more if the person who isn't told they're the most amazing person in the world is Colin Farrell. If it was a more realistically normal looking person, that makes sense. Margot Robbie is trying to play the bad girl here, kind of like, I'm going to break your heart and move you around, not be committed to you. I like push people away so I don't have to like be the first person to break things off and stuff. She did it better elsewhere. Kind of a Babylon performance for her of just like, I'm loud, I'm beautiful, I'm doing all this stuff. Everyone likes me, but I'm just trouble. She did it better before. Now, I like their chemistry. I think it's fun to see them interact. If even a little like too scripted and too flat. But you're looking at two beautiful people, so I can't complain when I'm looking at two beautiful people. That's fine. The elements that they learn about themselves, very interesting choices. I don't love them, but I understand how these are key moments in both of their lives. Like this person that you thought would be with you forever is gone, so when you like meet your mother again, you start to realize like she did everything for you and pushed other people away for your happiness. And okay. Maybe why this isn't connecting with me as much as I thought it would is because I'm in the healthiest relationship of my life at the moment, and things are just on the up in terms of my romance. So I'm just seeing like these two miserable people who are very self-involved and are clearly the problems in their own life. And then the message of the movie is, gotta get over it. You gotta let yourself be happy. Like, yeah, we know that. Isn't that what they're doing the whole time? I don't know. It's very gets lost in translation, some stuff. And I don't know. I think there's a world where this is very interesting and makes people happy. But I don't know if this is going to be for everyone. Like, the choices it makes are so obvious. The script is so obvious. There are other actors, I can't name them, who I would find more compelling in a role like this. But hey, whatever. You know? Sometimes you need a Margot Robbie to make things made, which is fine. And this is a director who has an interesting career ahead of them. I think Kogonada is going to do really well. And to find other projects that work a little bit better than this one. And that's still really cool. Just kind of a basic story. A solid, like, B-, you know? Almost there. Almost something worth talking about and exploring, but very surface level in its approach to all that, and wants to be whimsical and musical, and looks the part, but isn't. So, doesn't nail the landing, unfortunately. So, a big, bold, beautiful journey. I am going to give a 6 out of 10. Now let's move over to Him. This is a new film produced by Jordan Peele. He didn't direct it. Know that now before we get any further. He didn't direct it. It's from director Justin Tipping, who I don't think he's made any other big films like this. Definitely someone who's worked in the industry getting like a big chance like this. This is a sports horror movie, which is a genre I don't know we've ever seen before. I can't for the life of me think of a movie that's like, it's horror in a sports world. So show me something like that I've never seen before. That's a thumbs up. That's a really cool idea. I wouldn't have thought of it. I don't really know like the world of athletes or football too well. It's not my sport. I am a Canadian who lives in a city that has a big NHL team. I know hockey. So football, I like it. I think it's a huge game that people like. I like Marlon Wayans. I know that might be a controversial take. I think he is a guy fully aware of how to play this industry game. And saying all this, it's been a while since I've been so bored in a movie. Failed on almost every account. I don't think there's much to really get into that's great about this one. Terrible performances, like none that are really good. Why are Tim Heidecker and Jim Jeffries in here? They look so bored. They look like they're trying to be in a horror movie, but they're just saying lines of dialogue. Jim Jeffries is so bored. I don't understand it. Tyreek Withers, who plays the lead, is stiff as a brick. And I know the point is like this kid's like in a world he doesn't understand. It doesn't show. Doesn't really give anything. I think towards the end, he's given a little bit more to do and to act, but just does not convincingly give us like the, what's that? What does that mean? What's going on? Stiff as a brick. Do not like it. Marlon Wayans has a couple of really cool moments where he's given stuff to do. But he's like, I'm charming, then I'm serious. First I LOL'd, then I serious. Do you know, that kind of energy. My favorite part of his performance is when he's like pretending to suck a dick and it's a gun in his mouth. So take that as you will. The premise of this movie is that Tyreek Withers plays this up-and-coming quarterback. He's like one of the best in the college level, and he gets attacked, and there's an injury that's put upon him. So he's in like this healing period and this recovery period. So the top player in the world, played by Marlon Wayans, is like, why don't you come to my institute? We'll do like a week-long training session, get you back on top, and maybe I'm going to retire. So I need someone to take over the mantle for my team. First off, this is a horror movie, and I think within the first 2 minutes, I figured out exactly what we're doing here. It's not subtle. It's not subtle, nor is it clever in its approach. I'm not saying it has to be, but if you have any connection to film and understand how basic story is told, there are no surprising beats. So when the character is learning stuff that you already know and figured out, it's not super compelling to watch. You figure it out. And I'm not going to get too deep into spoilers here, but let's just say this. The movie opens, the young Tyreek Withers character is watching a football game where the Marlon Wayans character breaks his leg. And we see his bones sticking out of his body. And then in the next sequence, it is just like some footage showing us that Marlon Wayans' character went on to play another 8 seasons. So I'm like, oh, it's like maintaining your youth. Selling your soul to the devil, # the substance, that kind of shit. It's so obvious it's that stuff. And it is so clearly trying to be like this religious allegory, like football's a religion, here are the gods, and here's the Jesus and the sacrifices we make. It is so on the nose and so poorly handled. Like, nothing works in that aspect. That whole angle kind of falls flat. I respect it. I think it's such an interesting concept. Like, the phrase God, family, football is... it's a popular phrase, and to make a movie based on that premise, that's interesting. It's a shame this movie failed to do that, because the football stuff where it's like actually watching this guy train and shit hits the fan is so interesting, where it's like you have to make this pass believable. You have 2 seconds to catch this ball, you're the quarterback, go make this play, or this guy's gonna get pummeled to death with footballs and it's your fault. Like, that stuff is so interesting. Like, you had brain injury, you have to take these hits or you're going to get hurt. Can you survive these hits when people are coming at you? That stuff is handling the premise so perfectly. But then when it's like, I'm the Jesus of football and I need my new person to take over, or am I going to take your youth and live forever and be this guy? Falls flat as fuck. Now, I said this when we were talking about A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. It might change to that movie. Get different actors who look like normal people. My one thing I think you could change for him to maybe make it a little bit better is, instead of the religious allegory, go for the race allegory. Because there is like the classism thing of like the people who run these NFL teams, these rich elite white guys, and you have this mixed kid who's like part Caucasian, part African American, who is coming up in this world. He's being trained by this prominent black quarterback. You could have the allegory being like, you have to give it your all because these white guys aren't going to let you half-ass this. I'm telling you, as like an older black man in this industry, you have to try harder for this. But nope. Instead, he is like the devil and he wants to live forever in this game and take the youth out of this upcoming guy. And then the movie ends with like, here's the religious stuff, and here's like the cult that worships football, and ooh, ah, ah, ah. The visuals aren't great. There's some interesting editing choices that it takes that I don't really like. A lot of weird shaky footage, which I know you're doing like a limited budget for, so that's okay. I'm not complaining about that. Here's the one positive thing I'm going to say about him. And this is a sentence I never thought I would say about a film. Julia Fox is really good in this. She is the only person who understands the assignment and is actually presenting well. Her character is like social media influencer, everything stupid and lame, and I have to be like this fake version of myself. She shows up on screen and she's like, "Do you want to have the best orgasm of your life? Put this in your ass." And it's just like so perfect. And she's like, "Oh, you're the young guy that's going to take over. I'm just going to be like talking like this and be smooth and everything." She's fantastic. The MVP. The GOAT of this movie. Because this movie's about being the GOAT. And none of these other things are the GOAT in anything. So confused why Tim Heidecker's doing this. I don't get it. Messy little movie that completely fumbles at the starting line. I don't know football terms. There's no touchdowns. There's no goals? I don't know. Could have been cool. A horror movie based in the world of football sounds awesome. But it's terrible, terrible metaphors and allegories that just fall so flat. Oh, a shame. I am very excited, though, to see what Marlon Wayans is going to do with Scary Movie 6. So that's something. So, him, I am going to give a 3 out of 10. Now, thank you all for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And of course, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.